Today, I'm going to be talking about the 4 phases of your menstrual cycle and the Ayurvedic doshas. We know that everything in nature has a cyclical rhythm of growth and expansion, rest and retreat, and we are no exception. We are cyclical beings. We ebb and we flow. When we connect to ourselves, we begin to understand our own cyclical nature. And with this insight, we can work with our own cycles to get the most out of our days, our months, our weeks, and our whole life. As a woman, our hormones beautifully demonstrate the natural cyclical nature of our body. Different phases of the cycle can impact your emotional, mental, and physical health, with each phase having its unique strengths that help you to flow in alignment with yourself, your environment, and nature. According to Ayurveda, each phase of the cycle is governed by one of the doshas. The doshas are a concept to explain the energetic systems that make up a person's physiological, mental, and emotional health. The 3 doshas are Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Vata is made up of the ether and air elements, governing all movement in the mind and the body. Pitta is made up of fire and water elements, governing all transformation in the body and the mind. And Kapha is made up of the earth and water elements, governing lubrication, growth, and structure. According to Ayurveda, a woman's menstrual cycle provides great insights and wisdom into the health of a woman. So what are the 4 phases of your menstrual cycle? Phase 1 is the menstrual phase. The first phase of the cycle is when the lining of your uterus sheds, causing menstruation. In this phase, your progesterone and estrogen plummet, as does your energy. The menstrual phase is when your sex hormones are at their lowest, much like menopause. Often women feel more sensitive and intuitive in this phase. When menses occurs, your nadis and energetic system is more open, sensitive, and receptive to energy. According to Ayurveda, menses is a very sacred and much needed act. It is a way of the body cleansing itself every month. When menses does not occur, a buildup of ama, toxins, and aggravation of the pitta dosha can manifest in the body. This type of pitta aggravation is seen in a lot of women who take the contraceptive pill and miss their period, and ladies who are transitioning into menopause or have sporadic cycles, and women who suffer from PCOS. The menstrual bleed is governed by the Vata dosha, as Vata is responsible for all downward movement in the body. If your Vata dosha is out of balance, you may experience associated bloating, constipation, fatigue, insomnia, or heightened anxiety. When entering the menstrual phase, take time to rest, journal, and connect to your inner wisdom. It is a time for introspection and reflection. The second phase is the follicular phase. After menstruation, estrogen and testosterone start to increase. The follicles in your ovaries, which contain your eggs, start to mature, preparing for ovulation. The Kapha dosha comes into play here, as Kapha governs growth, strength, and stability. In this phase of your cycle, you are building and strengthening the follicles and the endometrial tissue that lines your uterus. You may notice that your mood, energy, and enthusiasm for life sparks and picks up. With the extra strength, it is a really good phase to get all of your jobs done, lead a meeting, launch a project, or make those big decisions. It's time to take action. You will have a clear vision and be able to process your thoughts a lot better. Towards the end of this phase, as you progress into ovulation, the Pitta dosha starts to take over. The Pitta dosha governs transformation, clarity, sharp vision, and intellectual processing. So that brings us to the third phase, the ovulation phase. This is where estrogen and testosterone peak, helping the follicles to reach maturity. An egg is then released from one of your follicles and can survive for 12 to 24 hours. This is a time that you are most likely to conceive if you have unprotected sexual intercourse with a male partner. In this phase, you will feel energetic and boost more confidence. With that confidence, you naturally desire to dress nice, look good, and feel sexy. You get your sparkle mode on, so to speak. And I guess it's part of, that natural cyclical rhythm. You're ovulating, so this is the time when you can become pregnant. So nature increases that sexy vibes. This is a great time to socialize with your friends or go on a date with your lover. But remember that you will need some form of birth control if you are not planning on having a baby, as this is the phase in which you are likely to conceive. So make sure you're wearing a condom or, yes, something to those effects. I'll let you work that one out for yourself. As the body is preparing itself for the transformation of new life, the Pitta dosha becomes the more dominant dosha in this phase and throughout the luteal phase. And then that brings us to phase 4, which is the luteal phase. This is where estrogen and testosterone start to decline and progesterone starts to incline. In the first half of this phase, you may begin to feel more calm and relaxed, as progesterone is your keep calm hormone. This is a good time to finish off your tasks on the to-do list, then slow down and nourish the body with gentle exercise and wholesome foods in preparation for your menstrual cycle. In the second half of the luteal phase, you may start to experience PMS symptoms as your hormones shift, especially if your progesterone to estrogen ratio is out of balance, making estrogen your dominant hormone. Symptoms may include headaches, breast tenderness, mood changes, bloating, skin outbreaks, and anxiety. From an Ayurvedic perspective, PMS is a classic sign of Pitta imbalance. Pitta is governed by the fire element, which manifests as heat in the body and the mind, leading to PMS-type symptoms. But we can have different PMS types depending on the dosha. Your resting cortisol levels, so your stress hormones, are naturally higher in this phase, so take time to prioritize self-care. Have a relaxing bath, read a good book, or go for an enjoyable stroll in the fresh air. Our hormones are always trying to communicate with us and guide us so that we can align with our natural biorhythm and the environment around us. When we understand how our womanly body functions, we can adapt our activities, nutrition, and environment to help support each phase of the cycle. This will allow you to feel more in control of your emotional, mental, and physical health. I encourage you to tune in and listen to the womanly wisdom inside of you. Namaste.